Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. What is that noise? Well, it's the kiss of death, actually. That means we're running out of air. More to come. How you doing, guys? Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Good googly moogly. That was eventful. Today, if you haven't guessed, we're going to be talking about respirators and masks and things that will help you, in these kind of situations. That is the extreme. I hope to God you never have to use that. I hope to God you never hear that little bell, because the air supply is about to go out. That's an old model, really old. I don't know if I can get it recertified or not. I got 3 of them. It's heavy. That's an SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. That supplies an atmosphere for you to breathe, above ground, below ground. A lot of the guys I work with back in the mining industry, when I used to do it really, really hardcore, they used to use them and wear them all the time for mine rescue and practice training. And I would like to tell you that that tank is rated for about an hour, but that's a lie, because depending on exertion, how high you are, how deep you are, level of activity, you could have 30 minutes of breathable atmosphere. Air, not oxygen, air. The air we breathe is 71% nitrogen, 3% other crap. Actually very little oxygen, but it's interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm going to have it, the tank recertified, and have to have it filled up. Probably all 3 of them I need to have filled up. But I did want to go over and talk to you today about masks and respirators. More to come, guys. Okay, guys, now we're back. That was a system that supplied an atmosphere. The ones we're going to look at right now, all they do is filter. Now, we're going to start with the least and work up to the best. And in my opinion, I am not a professional, although I do have many of these, and I've had them fitted. A lot of these I have had them fitted to myself, my face. One thing I will say, you really need to be clean shaven. The way it is, guys, with those luxurious beards. Sorry, dudes. Also, if you have any sort of major dental work, dentures put in, teeth pulled, that can change the form of your face. So if you have them fitted, which I have had, I have fitted, and I think they're certified for 1 year after a fitting. And if you have any major dental work done, you need to have your masks refitted. Now I'm going to show you everything we got, and not to say like, hey, this is what I got, blah blah blah, bragging or anything like that. This is what is out there, what's available. I don't know everything about these. I'll tell you what I know. You might know a lot more. So, where she goes. More to come. Okay, guys, we will start with the one in the upper left hand corner. This is a surgical mask. This is not ideal. It's better than a poke in the eye. It is better than nothing. The nice thing about this is if you are around someone who is sick, or you are sick yourself, this is good to wear because it will help to trap in bacterial particulates as you cough and sneeze. Now, we're not talking about viruses because, you know, bacteria is so much larger than viruses, but if it is a wet cough or anything like that, this will help. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's better than nothing. Beats a bandana. And now we will move on down to this one. This is an N95 mask, and you have seen all of these. This has a discharge port. This is really good. This is good if you are around people who have been exposed, but you yourself are not exposed, because this port allows you to vent directly into the atmosphere. And I'll show you. Hang on, I'll spin you around and I'll show you. Just like that valve opens up and whatever is inside your system goes out. Now, this is a regular N95 mask. This is one without the vent. If you had to wear one of these, I guess this would be better. They make N95 masks that are also for particulates of oil if you're working in like a petroleum plant and stuff like that, just so you know. Not that you'll really have a whole lot to do with those, but those are out there, and you know, those work decent as well. Now, I'll show you something really specific to what I do and what I work with. Let me get it set up. I'll put you on the tripod though. More to come. Okay guys, I want to show you this. A lot of people don't really see these or are not familiar with these. These are more in use in chemical industry and paper mill industry. Now I'll show you. These are 15-minute respirators. This is good for 15 minutes. That's it. This is an OLJ, what I call Oh Lordy Jesus. You put this thing on and run diagonal to the wind because there could be a chlorine cloud or some other really nefarious stuff coming in. I'll show you how you use this. Now, you would take the mouthpiece. Okay. Now I know you're thinking, well, what the hell you do with your nose? I'm glad you asked. Here we go. "15 minutes. That's all you got. Get to a building with a positive pressure and secure yourself. Shelter in place is what we call it. And then you're good to go. But I know a lot of people are thinking, what's chlorine gas? What about your eyes? Well, you're screwed. There's no faceplate. This is it. This is in the event of a personal SHTF situation. They come in handy. They are good. Like I said, I do a lot of work at paper mills and chemical plants, and so this, you got 15 minutes. Where you gonna run? Think about it. You're supposed to have a plan in place already. A lot of you guys are familiar with these. This is the half face respirator. These are pretty much what I use the majority of the time. And again, for this, I'll talk a little louder so you can hear me. For this, you need to be clean shaven. We have a pretty good seal on this. There are lubricants that you can put around your face to help it seal better. Please don't use petroleum jelly, because the petroleum jelly can swell the latex and rubber lining, and it can cause a malform and actually make a leak worse. They have stuff like Kevin Ryder and I were talking about the other day. Beard butter it is one thing you can use. They have a lot of other like gooey, I don't know, jelly like stuff, and you can rub it on your cheeks or around here. Gives you a really good seal. Now, this is, in my opinion, the Cadillac if you got to go out and fight zombies with the coronavirus. Face shield, full face shield with a nose cone to help prevent fogging. I have some without nose cones, and they are problematic because 15-20 breaths, or if you're climbing a set of stairs, you're going to fog it up. It's hard to see unless you've put in a no fog. So you just put it on. There you go. This is ideally the better of all of them. If I had to use it and not have to worry about having an atmosphere, these cartridges are utterly replaceable, and you can oh, there we go. Now, these are just regular old particulate filters, so they help, and I imagine they would be good with viruses or anything like that. But if we're talking about chlorine gas or anything like that, this will not work. They will just find you dead in a full face mask. Alright, so I'll show you. More to come, guys. Okay guys, now we're back. Separates. This is just particulate. This is a locking seal. You'll notice the gasket, which is critical. If you do not have a gasket on here, you do not have a good seal. And so the dirty, nasty booger stuff is coming in to get you. Here's that. That's how easy it is to change these things. Ideally, you want to be recertified on these once a year. Like I said, if you have had any dental work or anything like that done, you need to be refitted because that will change the form of your jawline. In my line of work, these can be very critical. Do I wear them all the time? No, I do not. Have I worn them very long? Yes, I've worn this one 8 or 9 hours while I was on the job site, and I actually wore it while I was sitting in the vehicle as well and doing work. It was extenuating circumstances. Now, I have talked to several different people who have been overseas, and they say 8 or 9 hours is a cakewalk, and they have spent 72 hours plus in their chemical suits. And Kevin Ryder being one of them, but like I said, I mentioned him before. Now, and you know, obviously the things that come to mind to me is how you pee, how you poop. Well, they said, you know how you pee and you poop. Where it goes. You might pee and poop, but it beats being dead. So, this is just some of the stuff we have set aside for emergencies, and I'm not saying I do this because I'm a crazy prepper. This is kind of what I do for a living also. So I have 10, 12 of these things laying around, rated for me. I use a medium faceplate size or medium face mold size. But I do have some smaller ones and some larger ones for different size adults. Kicking the butt is what do you do for kids? They actually make these things for kids, which is a very scary, somber thing. The Israeli gas masks are pretty dang good because they also have a water port to where you can hook up to and actually drink from a a safe, secure water source and hydrate. It's pretty dang good thinking. And if I had my way in my funk, I would probably buy a dozen of them and just set them aside. Keep these things stored in plastic bags out of sunlight, out of direct sunlight. Keep them away from oils, petroleum products, because like I said earlier, those can swell the gasket up and deform them and cause an improper seal. This kind of stuff, this is extreme. I would not have these if I didn't do this for a living, though. This is extreme. When you need this, by God, you need this. So, you know how to use it. You know how to don and doff, which is basically put her on and take her off. But this is serious, guys. So, you need to know which cartridges work, how long the cartridges are good for. You can, a lot of people that I work with will do Sharpies across the bottom when they were installed, and then you keep track of how many hours you wear it. Did you wear it over 15 hours? Yeah, throw it away. Get you a new set of cartridges just in case, because you know there's some things, you know, penny wise, pound foolish, or in other words, it sure beats being dead. But these things, like I said, when you need them, you absolutely need them. And yes, you can get them to, I've got the stuff for CS gas, tear gas, all that blah blah blah, you know, none of that stuff. It's not anything exotic or anything like that. As long as we're, you know, chlorine gas is the stuff that this is good for, not with these filters, but with the set of filters that I have. And because that will absolutely kill you. Think mustard gas. Think mustard gas. Yeah. Now that's kind of stuff. But I don't want to get too doom and gloom on this, but this is what we use. Interestingly enough, there are groups that are saying that these things can be reusable, and I know of hospitals and doctors and nurses personally who are being made to use these and wear these for 16 hours. These are disposable. They're made to be worn, tossed. This is the condition that we are in at the moment. I have been told that help is on the way, so just bear in mind, keep doing the good things. I've often wondered, I know of people also by name who are sewing these things and boxing them up and mailing these up to hospitals in New York City and Tennessee, and a lot of different hospitals where they are being taxed to the limit with equipment and with people. People could only work so long in these, and you know, then it's just a really hard time. These things, people talk about these Tyvek seats. God help you if you have to wear these things. I have worn these things extensively, and I have to say, it's like wrapping up a potato to bake, because you will dehydrate in these things so freaking fast, it is not funny. When I was working with caustic agents, not these were heavy particulates. I would always cut the armpits and the crotches just to give me a little bit of ventilation. I would have t-shirts and pants. A lot of times when I go out to a certain site, I dress down to my underwear, put these things on, and work in there, because you will dehydrate so quickly. A buddy of mine always said, whatever you had to drink the night before will be in your boots when you're in one of those suits, because you will sweat and it just soaks you and fills you up. And no joke, your boots will be soaked because you wear those things. Those things will kill you if you're not careful, those Tyvek suits. Anyway guys, more to come. Alright guys, so we're going to wrap it up. I did not mean to be that doom and gloom. I just wanted to show you what is out there, what is available, different things, different pieces. that alarm on that SCBA, it's kind of ominous. Imagine if you're 1,400 feet underground and that thing goes off, you know, and you got to get to the elevator to bring you back up. That's sobering, actually. Outside of the coronavirus epidemic and all that stuff, that is just, and I've got friends that do that, and they're like firefighters. They go down voluntarily and do that stuff, and it's just mind rescue. Is what they call it. Keep doing the good things. That's what we've talked about lately. We will have some more lighthearted videos, stuff about silly crap. We may go do a bunch of videos about herbs and stuff like that. Something a little bit more lighthearted, something that will give some levity to all that is going on. Guys, I would ask you to take care of your people like I always do. Just a second, you're going to see a picture of my ugly male pop over here, as well as my beautiful wife on the opposite side. There's going to be some videos if we're indeed your brand of wacky guys. Like I said, take care of your people.